right from your Android or iPhone. Download the Radio Cayman app now on your Android or iOS phone.
The Radio Cayman app
is where you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go, we go. Everywhere we go, we go.
Find it in the Google Store, the Apple Store, or use the link at www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Yes, now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Sports Extra on a Tuesday, keeping you informed.
We have 10 teams tonight.
Sports Extra Cayman Islands.
A young team full of talent, full of desire to do good things.
We've had some success with the outdoor league being restarted.
All right, good evening and welcome to Sports Extra here on Radio Cayman. I'm your host, Deanna Anglin. Sports Extra, as you know and you hear every Tuesday, is about giving you the latest information on sporting activities here in the Cayman Islands. And tonight we are talking to baseball. All right, we will be chatting, of course, with the Cayman Islands Little League. Coach Bill Souza is here. Good evening to you, Coach.
Hi, how are you doing, Dan? Thanks for having us.
I'm fine, thank you. We have Toby West.
Hello.
Hi. Jackson Pollock.
Hello.
Hi. Say hi.
Hi.
I can't hear you. I can't.
Hi.
Ah, there you go.
There
That's
you are.
that's the Jackson. All right. Tristan. That's the Jackson that was on the pitch. All right. So Tristan Pearson.
Hi.
All right. And Michael Souza.
Hello.
Right. And they, as you have heard here on Radio Cayman, this group of fantastic, talented young boys competed at the Under-12 Babe Ruth Baseball Tournament in Bahamas last July. So we'll be talking to them in a minute. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Sports Extra.
He continues to take precautions from COVID-19. It is important to stay prepared for other disasters now that we're in the hurricane season. Here are some post-hurricane safety tips from the Department of Environmental Health. Always separate debris from household garbage after a hurricane. Debris includes roofing materials, tree branches, and metals. All items of debris must be placed in separate piles and must not cause obstruction to roadways or come in contact with electrical lines. For full guidance on post-hurricane safety tips, visit www.deh.gov.ky.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. For those of you just tuning in, just catching us, we're here with Toby, Jackson, Tristan, and Michael, along with Coach Bill Souza from the Cayman Islands Little League. These young men, or young boys, went off to the Babe Ruth Under-12 tournament that took place in Bahamas in July. So we're going to start with a few of you guys. Any one of you can answer and just tell me, it was your first experience, right? Your first international experience?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. What was that like for you?
It was really fun. We made a lot of friends out there. It was fun to play.
Yeah. Anybody else? That's nice.
We didn't win a lot, but we had fun, so that's pretty much a win for us.
Right. And tournaments like this, it's about the fun, right? And it's about learning as well, not just winning. Winning isn't everything. I mean, if you're competitive like me, yeah, that's a different story. But winning always isn't everything. It's about going out there and learning from your experience. What exactly did you all learn out there?
Just to have fun.
Yeah.
I learned that even if you think you're the best, you're never not. You can always learn something.
I like that. I like that. What about you? What about you, Toby?
When we went, it was a good experience. We had lots of fun, and we could interact with the other teams.
Okay. I know there were quite a few other teams on board there, Coach. You want to share a little information with us on the other teams that you guys competed against or were a part of the tournament?
Yeah, of course. In our under-12 division, there was 2 teams from the host country, the Bahamas.
Right.
We also had a team from Puerto Rico, Cuba, and Aruba. So a good representation there of the Caribbean. And then thankfully there was also an under-16 tournament going on at the same time. So the USA was there, St. Mart's. Forgetting some of the other teams, guys. Who else was there that you guys met?
St. Martin's.
St. Martin's, that's who it was. That's right.
There was
Puerto Rico
Puerto
had an older
Rico.
team. So yeah, some of the teams had 2 teams,
Cuba
but
had
it was great because these guys even made friends with some of the older teenagers and
Right.
were hanging out at the hotel and learning baseball from not just the coaches but from the older players as well.
Awesome, and that in itself is a wonderful experience. So I have a few scores just to give people a history of you guys on the opening match. I remember you guys. You lost the very first game to Bahamas, right? That was your tour team, I believe.
Yes.
Should I say the score? Is that okay?
We don't really
You don't care?
Yeah, we don't
They
care.
All right,
remember
because
it.
it was 20-0, right? 20-0. Okay, and then you also lost to Aruba, 12-0. And that was in the early afternoon, I believe, on Friday. And later in the evening, you fought really hard against Puerto Rico, losing 9-4. And what I realized out of these scores that it got better as the games, went on. You guys got a lot better. Right, Coach? What are your views
Absolutely.
on the athletes and how they performed as the tournament went on?
As far as on the field, it's just like you said, Dion. The scores kind of represented is that they got better every game. As far as myself, our other coaches, our head coach, Coach Greg, and Coach Arvin that I work with at the Little League, we were all very pleased with how the kids came around. Not just practicing leading up to the tournament, but especially more so as we got there. Like you said, you shared the score again with everybody to lose the first game 20-0, and still the smiles on their faces. Toby, I think all the guys have mentioned making friends with the teams. They meshed really well with the team from Cuba. And after we lost that 20-0 game, it was almost impossible to get them back on the bus because they wanted to stay and watch their friends.
Right.
So it went right from, a lot of despair and sad faces and how did this just happen to 10 minutes later, just like, no, we want to watch some baseball. Our friends are playing.
Right.
So it was great to see. And, quite honestly, as far as the 14 young men we had with us, I couldn't be more proud of them. I think what I've told everybody the most is that they may have lost on the field, but as far as everything else that was around them, they won the tournament.
Exactly, and when very first game you played, where the score was a huge score loss, but I heard the scores did not, it simply didn't reflect the game against, who was it again?
Puerto Rico.
Bahamas.
Yeah.
It was Bahamas. So, tell me a little bit more about that particular game and why you would say that the scores didn't reflect the game. I heard the guys played, despite the loss, you guys played really, really well. What was the difference, you think, Coach, there?
So the difference is, and just to kind of share a little bit, with a 12 and under tournament, we're looking at different birthday lines as far as when you can turn 13 and be eligible. So most of the teams we played didn't even have an 11-year-old.
Okay.
Whereas Mr. Jackson here with us was the youngest kid in the tournament.
Okay.
He hasn't turned 11 yet. He's still got another month till he turns 11. So, and he wasn't the only 10-year-old on our team. So it was very good to see them kind of step up to that competition. And I think that's what we were really hoping for in that first game. Was I think Jackson kind of nailed it. Is where you can think you're the best here on island. You're one of the better ball players. There's going to be another better ball player out there somewhere. There's going to be a better team. And that's what we wanted to expose them to see what's out there in the world, and they got a good shot of that, especially in the first game. They took it right on the chin and got right back up, and that was the best thing about it. And like you said, just went on to the next game, played better, and then even continued to play better after that, to where I think these guys, if we can get them out, they're looking forward to going. I think they want another shot at Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Was that your most exciting game? That was my next question. Which team did you have most fun playing against?
Definitely the Cuba team.
Cuba.
Because they were all over. Definitely the Cuba team, because they were most of them were our friends from playing ping pong and pool with them.
Okay.
So
throughout the tournament?
Yeah. So it was really fun to play against our friends and stuff.
And who was your most challenging? The fight, I know you guys had the first loss, and that was a huge loss, but not all the time that's your most challenging team that you played against. So who would you think of all the teams you played against was your most challenging? That you felt, sometimes it's first game jitters, right? Yeah, so.
In my opinion, the hardest one for me was Puerto Rico, because it was hard because I was playing bench the whole time. It was hard to watch, my team doing great, and then they went back up, and we just kept fighting. So it was hard to watch, and I was super anxious the whole time. So.
Okay. And what about you guys?
For me, it was Aruba.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Because I think we were all exhausted after the
first game?
Yeah, the first game.
Okay.
We weren't at our best then, but I think we still had a good game against them.
Okay.
I think it was Aruba too because, like Tristan said, I think we were worn out. But then again, their pitcher came in with a great start.
Okay.
And he threw really fast. We weren't expecting that. Well, we were, but not as fast as that. I think that was one of the fastest pitchers we saw.
Okay. Really? Okay. What about you, Toby?
Well, I think Aruba was also our hardest team because we had a doubleheader that day.
Okay, yes, you did.
Yeah, and we were so exhausted.
Yeah. And you were playing in the sun, too, right?
Yeah.
That
Very
must have
similar
been-
to here.
Yeah.
But yeah, just with these guys saying that, we played 3 games over the course of a weekend.
Right.
And that is a quarter of their season here that we play from January to June. So it was a lot of baseball for these guys in a short period of time. So
That's good, though. That's pretty good. What's preparation like leading into a tournament like this?
Very fun.
Coach can answer too if you.
Would you say very fun?
Very fun.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
It
Besides
was.
the laps.
I think if you compare to other teams, we didn't really lead up with that much training because we started. We had a tryout with the league in March, and then we did training twice a week throughout the season because these guys were still practicing with their league teams. They had 1 game a week each, and then also our 2 extra trainings for the travel team. So they were pretty busy. We put them on a pretty tight ship where we were doing fielding one day, hitting the other day. So it was a full 2 hours focusing on either offense or defense. And they did great. The coaching staff, we went through kind of what we did in high school and college for these 10, 11, and 12-year-olds and kind of put them through the ringer to get them ready.
How did this team get selected? Is it overall the different clubs that's played in the league and you chose the best, or?
So we did a tryout. So we invited all of our 9 to 12-year-olds from our divisions with the Little League to come out. I think that led to just a little over 40 players. We ended up cutting that back to 21.
Okay.
So we were only allowed to take 14 with us.
Okay.
But we knew as life comes up that we may need somebody to fill somebody else's shoes, whether it's a vacation comes up or mom and dad have to leave island or anything could come up, especially here. So we brought extra kids to train to make sure that we were, 1, improving the league with more players out there with us, but then 2, also had some players ready to play if we needed them to. And thankfully we did, because that's actually, Tristan joined us late. He was one of our practice squad players that was able to join us and take somebody's spot that couldn't make it. And he ended up doing a great job for us, and he was ready to go the instant we needed to call his name. So
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
What are the positions of the kids? So what position do you play?
I play everywhere.
Everywhere.
But mainly shortstop pitcher.
Okay. And you have to tell me, because I'm not too versed in softball or baseball. So you have to teach me now. What does that position entail?
Shortstop is the leader of the infield besides the catcher.
Okay.
And he pretty much, if there's a fly ball and he wants it, he gets it.
All right.
And
I'm visualizing it.
Pitchers just throw the ball, try to throw strikes. Doesn't matter if they hit it.
Right.
I play third base.
Mm-hmm.
It's like...
Bring your mic up for me a little.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like the corner of the infield.
Okay.
So first would be right there, and then second, and then you would have third.
Okay.
So if they hit it down the line, third base would be responsible for stopping that ball and throwing it to first.
I like that, Coach. I like that.
Good
Go
description.
Ahead. Yeah, very good.
I play the 3 main places I play are catcher.
Mm-hmm.
I play everywhere like Michael, but my main places are catcher, pitcher, and then short. That's my places.
Okay.
Oh, you made a big catch in the outfield, and you're going to lead out that you're an outfielder, huh? That's okay.
Sure. Well,
Good, yeah.
I'm an outfielder
So
too.
bring that up too, man. Yeah.
I'm an outfielder too.
Oh, nice, nice. Toby?
Well, I play everywhere, but I mostly play third base, catcher, and sometimes first base.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I like that. what's next for the athletes? What's next?
Well, they were actually together today for a couple hours. We were doing some hitting training out at the fields. So we're doing what we can over the summer to keep them busy. For the Little League, we'll go into some kind of fall training before the 2023 season starts. Our hope is to get these guys in more travel teams off island and ready to keep playing. I think that was a big step for this team. We tried not to put pressure on these guys, but we did mention to them a lot that you guys aren't just representing yourselves. You're not representing the Little League. You're also representing the island.
Right.
And as a big part of this, you guys are taking a step to hopefully improve the league. Little League's been around for 30 years now plus here in Cayman, so it's not something new. But it's always something that kind of needs some new freshness to it.
Right. Of course.
Baseball is a very popular sport in the Caribbean, but unfortunately not as popular here in Cayman as it is in like the Puerto Ricos and Cubas, our surrounding neighbors here. So that's part of our goal is to really kind of tick up that interest here on the island, and this was a big step forward, I think, for these guys to take and help out the league with that.
Awesome. Who won the tournament? Because it says here that I guess the winner of the regional championship advanced to the Cal Ripken Major 70 World Series. That's actually taking place right now.
Correct.
Until August 13th.
Yeah, it's in Missouri, I think.
Bahamas.
It was the Bahamas won against Cuba. They won against Cuba.
They beat Cuba in the final.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, the representative team.
We were in the airport and we were watching the finals.
Okay.
From the TV,
from phones.
Okay.
And we were cheering for Cuba.
And then
we were all cheering for Cuba.
You were cheering for Cuba?
Yeah.
Our friends.
I'm sure you were, because those are the ones you were playing pool with and you were most comfortable with, right?
Yes.
Okay, I wonder who's going to win that tournament. Who do you think is going to win that tournament, Coach?
Is China in it? No. Right?
We don't know who's in it. All we know is that the Bahamas made it.
The Bahamas
If
made
it's
it.
China,
Okay.
So, I mean, they did beat us 20-0, so I'll just have to go ahead and pick them because they beat up on us. Hopefully they, showed that they could beat up on somebody else.
It was the other team, not the 20-0 team.
It was the representative team.
Oh.
It was the white one.
So it was the other team that...
Because Bahamas had two teams.
Right. So it was the team that... Did you play that team?
No.
No. So it was that team that you did not play that one?
Yes. They were white and black, and the team we played were yellow and blue.
Okay. See?
I thought it was
blue. Great memory.
I brought you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
You got better memories than me.
You don't remember?
Alrighty. So... You said the league, the season starts next year? So
So we always start in January with training. So we'll put our teams together. We have T-ball all the way up, so 4 years old all the way up to 18.
Nice.
So we'll start October 1st is when registration will open.
Okay.
So that's when we'll start gathering interest, getting our old players back, talking to coaches and seeing who we can get out to volunteer to coach and umpire and come help us out with the season and really putting the pieces together.
Do they all play for the same team, or everyone plays for different teams? What's the name of your team that you play for locally?
I was on Anchor Rock.
Say that again.
Anchor Rock. We won the championship.
Oh, congratulations! All right, so you have some experience. You brought that to the table. Okay. And what about you? You're pretty new, right? He's pretty new to to softball, or is he just new to the international tournament that he represented?
No, he's definitely not new to softball. These guys have been playing together since they were 4 and 5 years old.
Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
Tristan was just a later addition to the actual travel team.
Alrighty. So Tristan, what's the name of your team locally?
Anchor Rock.
Okay, you guys played. All of you played for the same team?
No.
Okay, who you guys play for?
I play for Harneys.
Okay.
And we won the championship 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But it got stripped away when Michael and them came. Next year.
Michael, how dare you?
But next year, we're going to win it back.
Yeah, you are? Yeah. He's like, Michael's like, whatever.
We'll see.
Go ahead.
Well, I was on Maples. We came second in the league.
Okay, this year?
Yes,
so you played them in the
year.
final?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. What's that like? What's the competition like?
It was very fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like going against my friends.
Can I ask you all something? What from this tournament that you went on that you're going to bring home and bring back to your team that you're playing with in the league, the local league? What experience what did you experience there that you want to bring home and share with your team and you know?
That no matter where you are, there's always going to be more competition.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll never be the best. There's always someone going to be better than you.
You think? When I'm on the court, I think
Yeah.
I'm the best. I'm sorry, but I do. I believe that once you think it, you shall be it.
Yeah.
And you
yeah.
can be it, right?
Yes, sir.
Anyone else?
I think I'm going to bring back to my team, keep your eye on the ball and hit the ball.
I like
Very
that.
technical.
Very technical. You're right.
I'll bring back to my team the talking. Like
Communication on the field?
Yeah, motivation.
Motivation. Okay. Awesome. You saw a lot of that on the field during the tournament?
It's something we need to work on definitely, but
Okay.
yeah, there was a lot.
Okay. All right. What do you think why do you think you're not talking enough? What's happening there?
Normally just in the plays we really don't talk before it happens. We don't really we were taught to do it, but most of us didn't
Is
do
it
it.
just the guys are shy or do they,
I mean, sometimes yes, I
Okay.
was definitely shy to say something.
who's the captain? Who's the captain of the team? Any captains?
No, we didn't have anybody designated as a
Everybody's
captain for
responsible
sure. But yeah,
for
I think
everyone.
they all did a great job of showing different leadership qualities at different times. I
Right.
think we had some of our older kids step up, like Toby, for example, and
The
I think
grandpa?
just kind of show a little bit of that maturity. Yeah, that was the name we gave him on the bus when we were getting to and from the games.
Is it because he's a grumpy pants or is it because he's
I'm the
just the
oldest.
oldest
It
kid?
was just the birth date.
Okay.
Yep,
It's
just the birth date.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just kind of going through all that and with what were you just saying? But I already forgot there.
Motivation. Talking.
Motivating the team
Yeah,
on
with
pitch, more
with the
communication.
talking, like we definitely saw it in the dugout. They were getting comfortable with each other,
Right.
but I think it's still being that loud person on the field to
Right.
where the furthest person from the field can still hear
Right,
you. That's
exactly.
where they're kind of a
Okay.
little hesitant and shy of being that
Understood.
person so far. But we're working on it.
Yeah, understood. Yes, sure.
I also think that when you go into play, that you should keep spirits high.
Okay.
Because in most of our games, I saw some people getting down because we lost.
Losing, yeah. And that's quite understandable, right? And that's why he was saying that motivation is important. Yeah, I think that's such a good idea that regardless of if you're losing, you have to keep your spirits high because the game isn't over until that whistle blows, right? You never
Right.
know. The game can change. And you have to go in realizing that these things are just to help you improve and it'll only get you better for when
And
you go
better.
to the next tournament, right?
Right.
Yep. I didn't hear from you.
Going back to what Michael said,
Mm-hmm.
I think we don't talk as much on the field because we're more concerned about if we miss a ball
Okay.
or if we're thinking in our heads, what are we going to do with the ball when it comes to us?
Right.
But that's just me. I don't know if anyone else thinks that.
Going to what Tristan said, we don't say anything that we're in our mind. Say we're thinking, like Tristan said, about what we're going to do, but we're not talking to anybody else because their head might not be in the game, so we have to tell them what they're supposed to do. Like, say there's a ball going to shortstop, and the second baseman doesn't know to cover because the shortstop didn't tell him, you and me, double play.
Okay. So more communication between each other.
Okay.
And as you play more and you get more experience, whether it's locally or internationally, you'll get better at that. The communication will come. You'll have no other choice but to communicate, right? This was your first time, so don't be too hard on yourselves. Coach told me that your spirits were up, and I like that. I like that everyone's spirits was up despite the outcome. And when you go back again next year, you're going to play even better. In fact, you're going to beat Bahamas next year. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
They wouldn't have the same team, but you all might.
We might, yes.
Yeah,
we might be
exactly.
more experienced next time
Since
around.
they were so
yeah.
much older.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. I really appreciate the honesty and that you guys opened up. And I'm sure you all said some things that Coach never heard before, so he's hearing now for the first time and how
Some
you
good
really
stuff,
feel
Ian.
about
Yeah,
some
some
stuff.
good
Yeah,
stuff,
this
yeah.
is good. All right. So thank you all so much for coming by. Is there anything else that anyone would like to say before you guys head out?
I think we covered everything.
You sure?
Always have fun.
Always have fun. That's right. You
Right.
guys should see. If
Come
you're
on down to
looking at
Little
the
League and
YouTube-
play some ball with us.
That's
How
what I
about
was
that?
thinking.
Yeah. How do people get in touch with you guys to join this program?
So quickest and easy way, Little League, we do have our own website at littleleague.ky. So that's where registration, all the information about our programs goes directly through there. The other thing is to call us directly in the office, 916-5643. If you got any questions about Little League, you'll actually get directly to most likely myself answering the phone. So if anybody has any interest or questions about baseball, getting your kids started with t-ball, or even if you got a 14 or 15-year-old that thinks they want to swing a bat and hit a ball and get started, bring them down. We're happy to kind of show them the ropes and get them involved.
Who wants to tell me before we go why you should join baseball? Why should someone join the Little League? Go on.
I've been playing for over pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
Because obviously my dad, he's been playing baseball pretty much his whole life too. But I just thought it was so much more fun, in my opinion, with other sports. In my opinion, you get to spend more time with your friends, with training, all of that. And it's just really fun because you get to go against your friends, like, say your friend's pitching, you're hitting. If you hit a dinger, you get bragging rights for the rest of your life.
I like that. Good stuff, guys. That's it? You finished?
Oh, that's I think you should join Little League because, like Michael, I've been playing for most of my life, and I've made a whole lot of friends through baseball. Like, I met Alexi and a lot more of my friends through it. And if someone hits you, you could just say, "Oh, Michael."
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you.
Say hi to the camera because you guys are out. All right. Peace out. All right. We'll be back with more Sports Extra in our second segment. We'll hear from Lauren Cumba, Olivia Thorpe, and Sienna Kelly, along with coaches Claudio Garcia and Martha Gaudette. They recently competed at the CONCACAF Under-15 Girls Championship in Florida. So we're going to hear all about them because they did really well. And make sure you congratulate them on the way out. All right? All right. Thank you all so much. We'll be back with Sports Extra in a minute. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. And we have some wonderful guests in the studio again. And we have members of the Cayman Islands National Girls Under 15 football team in the studio with us. We have Lauren, Olivia, and Sienna. Mm-hmm. All right, sounds good. And we have coaches Claudio Garcia and Martha Godet.
Hey.
Hi.
Am I right in saying
Director.
Coach Martha? Director. Okay, I still know you as coach. You'll always be Coach Martha, but you were the director for this group. Okay, fine. Okay, so as you may have heard me talking about these girls for the last 2 weeks, you guys performed exceptionally well. I'm very proud of you all. I told Coach already. And it's your first time competing together as a team. So that's incredible that you guys went out and you were so successful. 3 and 4 is amazing. What are your views? Well, and you know what? Before we get to that, let's recap. So the first game, 5-0. I still think that was just jitters. First game jitters. Okay, so because you guys bounced back after with 3 straight wins, right? Mm-hmm. So 3-1 to Guyana, 1-0 to Turks and Caicos, and 1-0 to Bermuda, which was an extra game because of the second place and not being able to advance due to goal differences, right? Okay, so that's fine. So everyone got the same treatment. Yeah. Everyone got that extra match. Yeah. All right, so girls, talk to me. What was the overall experience like for you all?
Well, honestly, overall...
Can you pull your mic a little closer? Don't be afraid of the mic. Love the mic. Okay. Talk to the mic.
It was a great experience.
Yeah.
And I would so relive it again. I think it brought our team super close together.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, to be honest.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Well, being able to play against other teams, like, on a national level is, like, quite an experience, and not a lot of people get to do that, so very grateful for that.
Yeah, it was such a fantastic experience because like even when we weren't playing football, we just had so much fun, and when everyone got back from the trip, we were all a bit sad that we weren't there anymore, and there wasn't the anticipation to a game or anything like that.
I know. I know what that feeling is like. You know, your tournament's finished, you're like, what do I do now? What's next? You know, you're already hyped and you're ready for the next tournament. Yeah? All right. What are your views? I've already heard from Coach. We've heard so much from Coach already.
That's true.
Let's hear from Miss Martha.
Okay.
All right, Coach Martha. I know you were the director, but you're also a coach, and you also coach ladies, so you have a lot of experience with this as well. What were your views on how these ladies performed?
Well, the performance, as you mentioned, the first game, my opinion as well, jitters. Of course, the opening match and going against Nicaragua, who's a strong team. But overall performance, the girls did excellent. Their behavior, as they said, bonding as a team, was exceptional. We are very pleased with that. No problems at all.
Right. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Coach knows what it's like coaching women. So when you hear no problems, you're like, oh, wow, this is great.
Yeah. So being in an area where you get to see Mexico, Costa Rica, USA, those other teams, we not in our group, but it was amazing for sure for them.
Ask that if you guys got a chance to see those games as well.
Yeah,
awesome.
a few of those games. So. For them, it was, I think it was a thrill.
Yeah. Talk about that
experience.
For me.
Yeah, seeing those top countries playing there, watching Canada and watching USA, for even if it was for 5 minutes before our actual game, it's it almost inspires you to you watch what they do and you watch how they make football their own game and how top level they are.
Right.
It inspires you to try and work harder and get to that level,
Right, of course. And define for me your experience in the tournament. I know we spoke a little bit about it, but going into the tournament, I said it for you guys that I felt it was jitters. You tell me, what was it? What was that experience like going into that first game?
When we went into the first game, I was so
I need to hug your mic.
I was so nervous. Everyone, I think, was really nervous, whether you were on the field or if you were sitting on the bench.
Okay.
It was just as soon as the ball kicked off, but it all kind of just disappears.
Okay. All right. So you guys were, what is it now? 3 and 4, like I said, in the tournament. What did Nicaragua have on Cayman? And either one of y'all can answer that, coaches or players.
Well, I can tell you that that game against Nicaragua, I didn't digest it as yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Funny thing is that Nicaragua won the championship, so they went to the final, and in the final they beat Honduras.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I repeat it. That game against Nicaragua was something that the girls said
it didn't rub you the right way. It seemed.
No. And then the girls they did a very interesting comment at the end. And the day after that, they want to play that game again.
You're right.
You know, there was.
I'm sure.
Revenge. Yeah.
And for us, it was a little bit not digested as yet. I don't know if the girls have a different way. We spoke in.
Yeah, I guess. Share with me what happened. And for those who weren't there, what happened? Were there bad calls that you guys just don't want to talk about? Because no one ever wants to bad talk the referees, you know. But I can. I can listen.
Well, I feel like for our first match, we were all like, we had to get rid of all the nervousness. Right. So playing probably the hardest team in that league was probably not the best for us. But, I mean, I think if we had played them again, we could have definitely had more of a fighting chance because we're a really good team and we work well together. So we just needed to implement that a bit more and we would have done a lot better, I feel like, in the first game.
Can you tell me what, after playing each game, because it seemed like, you guys felt more confident with each game. What were some of the things you observed about the other teams that you played against?
Well, I feel like every single team, like when you first start off, your first game, it's like a new pitch. You're surrounded by all these different teams. You're going to be nervous and you don't want to make mistakes. You don't want to go, you're scared to commit almost, I feel like. So for the first game, I feel like we playing the hardest team, I think, in our division. It was super challenging. But then as each game went on, we got more and more confident. And we noticed with the other teams, too, they also got more and more confident. And the game started to pick up and we started to get really, into it. And I think that's also why at the end we said we wanted to replay.
What do you think the score would be if you replayed?
It would have been a much closer game for sure.
And you guys would have scored. Do you think you guys would have scored more
Even
goals?
If we didn't score, it would have been...
You would have held them to a lower score, you think?
Exactly.
Okay. What do you think we need to do, coaches, or add to bring our athletes, up to the more competitive level, like the Nicaraguas and the Honduras? Because we're getting there. We've spoken about this, but what else?
But what is good to mention is that Coach Claudio can actually comment on that. Is that a week before they change up the games, teams that we were playing against the group, because some teams could not. Actually, they dropped out because of visas issue, right?
Okay.
From the Caribbean. I think we had Martinique. We had Martinique in the first schedule. Yeah.
Martinique alone was the only.
I think Martinique, and then we had USVI. USVI. So we played Anguilla and Nicaragua. So when we saw Nicaragua on it, we were a little bit. Of course, this is going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's face it, they have, their population against us. We keep saying, but it makes a huge difference.
Of course.
Right? But overall, considering everything, the ladies did really, really well. We're so proud of them. Yeah.
So
and they're not just kick and play. They're playing football. They're actually,
I know,
putting passes together and moving in space and,
I always say, and I could be wrong, but I always felt like the girls' program always is more successful than the boys' program. And I wanted to ask, if you disagree with me, that's fine, you can say, but why is that, you think?
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. It's in terms of competitive environment out there, the boys is way much more competitive.
Right.
Now. Good. And then the girls, because there's less girls playing, the chances of develop a better environment, competitive, in our case, we have it in a better way. So our program, we're doing this, and then before I go any further, two people that I always like to mention, Miss Marta as the face of this program, she's doing amazing with these girls from a long time, and then Coach Alice, which is the leading coach on this program. I was just like the pretty face around there, because that's how we did. But there was just this moment that we were also talking about, that why the girls can be a little bit more there than the boys. The first thing that, like I said, is the competitive between the boys and girls. However, if we see it, there are nations that are way stronger in girls than in boys. So if you look at it, the USA, the girls are always on the top of the world on the girls' side. Canada also pretty close, but when you go on the men's side, they're not even close, right? So is also maybe the investment that we're doing on the girls, on the female side. And I don't consider it more successful, but I think the part of the competitiveness is making the difference for me.
And I know you're the new technical director now for
Yes.
SIFA, all right, and Coach Alex why wasn't he there?
Because of the visa.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Visa.
But you spoke highly of him and what he has done in preparation for the ladies leading up to this tournament. Talk to me a little bit about the development things that you guys are working on to help develop this program to where it needs to be, Coach.
Okay, that's a great question. So, and that's the difference that we are implementing, and then we are able to see with the girls that just finished, is that we are ensuring that our girls are more prepared to reach this competitive environment. How? We are doing profiling the players. We are trying to discover the players on an early stage so that they can work with us. And when they reach these competitive environments, they already are prepared to our ideas, to feel how it is to compete against these big nations, to us, and the dedication. Right. The dedication, the commitment from both sides, from us as association and also from the players and the parents. Also a good point that luckily for us, the parents are getting more and more committed to the programs, boys and girls.
Very good.
And then with that, the success is coming more often. However, I think I said it is when we talked before, there's the time that we have here in the Caribbean is a little bit not so fast the way we wanted to progress. But we will keep strong steps, steady steps. We don't want to go up in the ladder and then fall down. We don't want to do that. We want to steady steps, and the process will definitely go to even more successful.
And what I love about this new administration, you guys have been playing back-to-back games. What's next for the girls?
So that's what I wanted to mention, that I think how many girls in this group will be able to compete next year.
Under 15?
Under 15,
okay.
Right. Yeah. So it's 15, 17s, under 17s. We're going to start next year as well. So it's a progress. And the young ones, they should be looking forward to the under 14, under 15, because next year will be an under 14s girls, and then the following year under 15. So it's every 2 years, right?
Awesome.
So it's always something. Then we're also looking to see whether we can take them away in between those dates for some friendly matches, or invite some teams to come here.
Awesome.
Yeah. So those butterflies can slowly,
disappear.
Of course, that's what they need, right?
Yeah. What is important as well is that these young ladies have been playing together for a while, so that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And it showed, right?
And Coach Gigi has placed a lot of emphasis as well in them. So I just want to mention them as well.
Okay. Awesome. Who are your favorite football players and why? And I want internationally, but I also want locally. You've got to have someone that
come on, girls.
must be.
Locally, someone who inspires me greatly is Coach Alex.
Okay.
I think
okay.
His training and everything, so great, top of the line.
Internationally?
I don't have a favorite football player internationally.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Well, I was actually going to say the same person for local, Coach Alex, because he really helps us in training to, even though sometimes he yells at us, to make sure that we're always on our toes.
He doesn't yell. He's just saying instructions in a higher tone.
It's
different.
Nice.
He's just making sure that we're always at our best.
He yells. Coach is making nice. No, but so locally, meaning any female player on island Any female football player on Ireland that you look up to, or that you thought that they were extremely skilled, that you like to emulate, or anyone in particular?
Molly Kehoe.
Okay.
Good one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. How old is Molly now?
Molly's 17.
17 now. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, sweetie.
Well, I just like when I was younger, like I'd see her playing like at school or like in the like league above me with like club football.
Okay.
And I always kind of just like wish that I would like one day be as good as her.
Nice. Yeah, I think she's great too. She's an all-round. She's what you call an all-rounder.
All-round
She plays every sport.
Yeah.
She did well.
Rugby.
And you didn't finish. I don't think you told us internationally.
I don't have an international one either.
What's going on?
Maybe Cristiano.
Okay.
That's the perfect choice. That's the perfect choice.
Because of his celebration, his
international? Any international player that you look up to? Any international player you look up to? No. Yes. Female international player? No.
Ella Toon.
Okay. Who's that? Teach me. I don't know who that is. Tell me.
She's a female football player.
Which team?
I know. I know she had to be.
She plays for England.
Why do you like her? What about her style that you like?
I love like she reads the game really well. And she has like great touches, great passes.
Okay. Cool. All right. So what's going on for the what are you guys going to be doing? I know every time I come out to the Truman Barton complex, I see you guys practicing and stuff. Are you all going to continue with this?
Yes, the plan is to continue, once a week, and then we'll increase that because in September, the leagues will commence. The youth, and the regular leagues under 15, 17.
So who are the ones that will not be able to represent under 15 anymore? How many of them?
So
Lauren?
I don't think I can either.
Yeah, so we have like between 5 to 6 that will able to repeat the U15. All the other ones will move to the U17. But the group will be very similar, training together as they are very close. Yeah. So
the under 15 and under 17.
Yes.
Because I was going to ask, what's that transition going to be like from that one team that you've just bonded with to another team?
Yeah. So what we have been doing is 15 stream with 17, 17s, and then in 20s with seniors. So we have 2 teams together. And that really works well.
Okay. And
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Local teams? Who are the local teams you play with?
For club teams?
Yeah, club teams.
There's 345, Sunset, Fusion.
Who do you play for?
345.
All right.
Sunset.
I'm not in a club right now.
Oh, are you going to get into a club soon?
I'm actually leaving for boarding school this year, so...
Oh, excuse you. That's very nice.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, very nice. Oh, so tell me something. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell the people of the Cayman Islands a little bit about you and why you chose to play football and represent the Cayman Islands. All of you. Not just you, but go ahead.
When I was... My brother, he'd play, like, football at school, and I'd always kind of tag along with him. And when I was, like, 3, 4, I started playing, like with my brother, and then I'd start like going to like football training or like my school football, and then I loved the football and I just continued with it.
Okay.
I've been playing football since I was like 7, I want to say. But I've always like loved it, and it's a really free, like, even though there's like the competitive side and like the nerves, it's so freeing to like get on the pitch and run and like make that connection with your teammates. Like,
of course.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is. That's a very rare answer.
I think I started playing football at around the age of 11, but it was actually kind of funny because before I didn't really like it because all my friends would be playing it, but I was quite sensitive, so I didn't really like any contact sports, but I got jealous of them always playing, so I asked them to tell the coaches that I was good so they'd put me on the football team. And then from there I really enjoyed it, so I kept playing.
Nice. You said it's true? She did.
Yeah, it's true. So first of all, the level of knowledge that they have and they show at this younger age, as we can see by their answers, right?
Right.
That also helps, and this is what we are also looking for when we are profiling a player to become a part of our national team.
Right.
Because football is not only a simple sport. You need to understand the game. You need to be able to receive instruction, execute, decide, and all, sometimes at the same time.
Yes.
And what we want, and this is amazing, and to be honest, some of them really surprised me because I was a little bit away of the female program.
Right.
And then when I get back to some of the girls, which I knew from before, and when I see them playing and training, it got me like really surprised how their development. Sienna is one of the cases also. There's other ones that I didn't knew because of Lauren. All I knew it from before.
Right.
Other ones that really surprised me in a very, very positive way. And I was very, very excited how we were able to have this kind of talent here. So I told them, girls, if we keep working, we definitely will have something to say going forward. Very humble, but something to say.
Awesome. Who's the goalkeeper for the team?
Safina,
Naomi
and
as well.
Naomi.
And Naomi.
Yeah.
And kudos to them as well.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the goalkeepers are usually the underdogs, right? But they
Yeah.
did a fantastic job
Yes.
throughout the tournament, I'd say. And that's congratulations to them
Yeah.
as well on a job well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, look at that. The time is nearing and we're almost done. Is there anything that you would like to say, girls, or tell us of what you have learned from this tournament going forward?
I would like to shout out Clara Byrne. I think she's a really great addition to it. Everybody on the team is amazing.
Yes.
Let's give a little shout out to her. She scored a lot of our goals.
Okay. Yes, she did.
Good point.
I think that like when we went into our first game against Nicaragua and we lost, I'm like really proud of the team and like of everyone that we didn't let our spirits drop. We didn't let that affect affect our game. We went into the next game like giving it our all, and you know we won, and it was so like amazing because you're on the field, like when someone scores, it's just like, and everyone's kind of like hugging,
running to each other and hugging.
It's just such an amazing experience.
And it's very stressful, right? When you play 90 minutes and don't score a goal. That's one of the reasons I never played football. I can handle the pressure of not seeing a goal. And kudos to you ladies. I play basketball where I can score every minute. I didn't let you. You're Sienna, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead, Sienna.
Well, I feel like this experience didn't just like build us as a football player, but like on a personal level, like it felt weird coming back to Cayman and going to bed without like saying goodnight to my roommate or just being at the dinner table like without everyone. Like it gave you like a really strong bond with everyone.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to see everyone go now since we're done.
Okay. Well, congratulations to you all. You all did a fantastic job on the Cayman Islands, and here, the staff at Radio Cayman, we're very proud of you all. I was keeping everybody updated.
What I want to say is their talent is not only football; they are great singers.
Yes.
I have video on the bus, and you have to hear them. They are
Have you been singing for us before we go? You have 2 minutes.
I think that also, like not only on a personal level did our team become really, really close,
right,
but we also like became close with some other teams from other countries.
Nice.
And it was really like nice to talk to other teams who had like similar like
networking.
Yeah,
that's
and
pretty
it was
good.
and we just became friends with them, and it was really nice.
Yeah, I think Cayman is like our Cayman team, like the team that we went with. I think we did a great job with like interacting and like going and talking to the other teammates. Like when we played, I think it was Guyana. We became friends with them before.
Okay.
And then, or no, it was Bermuda. Sorry, we became friends with them before, and we didn't know we had to play them.
Okay.
And then when we found out we had to play them, we're like, oh gosh, you know. Like, and then
that's the best games to play. The ones where you make friends. You show them.
We had friends on the team, and
I
was
don't
like,
care if you're a friend.
Yeah, I saw you.
I'm coming for you. Listen. I have stories to tell. I always tell the girls, right? When I coach, I tell them, listen, my best friend and I played against each other for years in women's league basketball. And when I hit that court, no one knows that's my friend. not one person. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
And when I come off the court, great game, I'm sorry you
lost.
Yeah. Well, that's what we did. We put everything aside, and then we played the game. And in the end, when it was dinner time, because we we do dinner with all the other teams, we got together and we talked, and it was like we didn't even play the game. Yeah. It was still cool.
And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It is the way it's supposed to be. Very good. All the best. And good job, guys. And to Coach Alex and Gigi and all the people that had a hand to play in your success. Good job.
Yeah, we were proud and we're moving forward. The way forward is our new theme, right?
Yeah, exactly,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. And of course to the baseball team that recently competed at the Babe Ruth tournament. They were so cute. I don't know if you heard them earlier.
Yes, it was awesome.
That's
They
awesome.
were.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for Sports Extra for tonight. You can check out our Radio Cayman Sports Extra page. To keep abreast of all the different activities that we have here in Ireland. Radio Cayman is always there and the first to cover because we are the best. Okay?
Yes.
Or
I agree.
you can check out our YouTube channel for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. The show, as you've heard, airs every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. on Radio Cayman. So I'm Dion Anglin. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night and God bless.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook at Radio Cayman Sports Extra.
As a coach, I thoroughly agree. The athlete has just qualified for the World Championship on the biggest stage in a fire. The guys, we've been training for the last 5 months now, so it's there, and they're all high in spirit that they could do well.
It was really infectious. I mean, for a 4-day meet with 2 sessions each day, that's pretty exhausting, and these kids were just rocking the whole weekend, so...